On August 31st, 2022, a teenage officer from the Kewaskum Police Department in Wisconsin witnessed a teenager run a stop sign on a motorbike. According to a Facebook post made by the police department, this officer just completed his field training program within the same month. He is about to experience what is possibly his first felony crime in the field on his own.
Attempting to stop a dirt bike going on Bratz from Edgewood. Vehicle's accelerating speed. I am not in pursuit. I'm trying to catch up. Vehicle's going on subdivision of Bratz. Suspect's driving on a sidewalk. White male, blue shirt, black pants. Dirt bike's continuing back, heading towards Edgewood from Bratz. Again, I am not in pursuit. It's County, killing lights and sirens. Suspect's vehicle is continuing on Bratz from Edgewood. I'll take a second in the area. County, LS visual of the suspect. Got multiple patrons flagged down. He's still down Edgewood. Eaton County is back on Gavin Parkway going out towards Edgewood now. That way.
The officer is informed by several bystanders that the suspect turned down a road that only has one outlet. He decides to block the road with his cruiser and simply waits for the rider to return to the only exit.
County, he's still continuing his towards Gavin Parkway, driving up and down Bratz from Edgewood.
10-4. Just confirming you're not in the town 80.
10-4. 810 County, I'm currently posted by Bratz and Edgewood. I am not following the vehicle at this time. He is still going up and down Bratz, right by Gavin Parkway.
County, and what was the reason for stop originally?
What? Stop! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get down! Get down! Stop the bike! Get off the bike now! Get on the ground!
What was the reason for stop?
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Eaton County, I have the suspect at gunpoint at Bratz and Edgewood. Reason for stop is vehicles speed.
Don't move! Stay where you are!
Reason for stop was speed. Suspect at gunpoint.
Stay where you are! Put your arms out like an airplane now!
468 County, 23.
What's that?
You got him thrown out.
Yeah. What's that? Not that I can see. He pretty much fled to me. Fled for me when I was trying to stop him.
Don't move!
What's your name, boss? CJ.
You're under arrest
Yes, you are.
for felony eluding.
I'm pretty injured. I crashed the bike not too long ago.
Got anything on you?
No, I do not.
Did you crash it here?
No.
Search this other side here.
You injured at all?
Why are you running?
Oh,
Actually, don't answer that.
can't afford any more tickets, man.
The suspect's record indicates he received one speeding ticket a month prior, where he was issued a fine of roughly $275 for going at least 20 miles over the posted speed limit. Seemingly for that same incident, he also violated a GDL, or graduated driver licensing restriction, by having an unauthorized passenger in the vehicle, resulting in an additional fine for a total of roughly $475.
Why are you running from the police?
Like I said, I can't afford another ticket, man.
Okay. Now you're gonna get a felony charge. Ready?
Flip flops too.
Jeez. Yep.
So there you guys phone. That's a winner. I'm gonna ring on this Miranda waiver and just move my car out of the way so these people can get through.
What would have happened if I would have stopped?
He doesn't want to take it. But since he make that statement without Miranda, you can't use that unless he makes it again with Miranda, right?
I mean,
All right, my man. So I gotta read you your Miranda rights, and I need to identify you, okay? So you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? Okay. So I'm gonna initial each paragraph as I read it to you. Anything you anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand that? Yes? Okay. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. Do you understand this right? If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you so wish. Do you understand this right?
Yep.
If you do decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop questioning and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during questioning. Do you understand that? All right. Realizing that you have each of these rights, are you now willing to answer any questions or make a statement? This is your time to give your side of the story. Do you want to make any statements? No? No? Okay. All right, my man. I'm going to identify you now. So,
do you live around here?
Sort of.
I'm probably not getting to school tomorrow or what? 810 County. I have it when you're ready.
You have somebody who can come pick up your dirt bike?
Yeah, but not at the moment.
All right. I will call your mom and let her know you've been placed under arrest. So just so we're clear, you're under arrest for felony eluding from an officer. Okay?
Alright.
No reason for that. None.
I know.
Let me get a tow for the bike.
Let me call mom, see if we can't arrange for it to get picked up. Otherwise, yeah. The village doesn't like when we tow cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I wonder if there's any vehicle identifying information on it. Perfect. Thank you. All right.
He's got a shop light for his drive light.
Jeez Louise. Do you have insurance on this dirt bike?
I do not.
Is it registered?
No.
Okay. His lights were completely off the whole time. If I can't get someone to pick it up tonight, then yeah, I'm going to end up towing it. So.
Okay.
While apparent residents of the neighborhood gather over the commotion, the suspect's father arrives on scene.
Holy shit.
All right, your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you talk to me over by the dirt bike, just so we're not in front of a bunch of other people here.
Excuse me. Sir? Excuse me. No?
Here, this is good right here. Okay, so I tried stopping your son. So I was watching a stop sign intersection. I heard your son's motorbike, the dirt bike here. I could hear the so I was paying extra special attention. He blew right through the stop sign, and then he pretty much fled. And then he was driving on the sidewalk to avoid me. Came back down here. I tried following where he went, and a bunch of people started coming out of their houses pointing where he was. So then I caught up to him again right on this little side street, Gavin Parkway right there. And then he came out, and I held him at gunpoint and ordered him on the ground. And he obeyed my commands, and then now he's taken into custody for felony eluding and a bunch of traffic offense. Correct. Yes. Well, that's felony eluding. So yeah, he's going to be held at gunpoint. Yes. That's how it works.
He's a kid, you know.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does matter.
It does not.
I know y'all got them rights. I know.
So.
I know. Well, I'll see you in court. I got the right to sue you for it too.
All right, go ahead.
It's also, we don't know who it is.
You can't see it's a kid. What are you?
How do I tell someone who? How do I tell who someone is by their helmet? right?
So you can.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm
You
not
see
gonna
any
say.
grown men doing that shit?
You tell me.
You tell me. You tell me. You're the
I've
cop.
had-
You see any grown men
Yes,
doing that?
people do that.
No, no.
Yep, people do
Any
it.
grown men doing that?
People do
besides
it.
kids.
Yes,
I know
grown
people
men do it.
I know kids do it.
Okay.
Kids do it. You're right. Grown
All
men
right,
don't
so
do it.
shut your mouth or you're going to get a DC
Well,
ticket.
For what?
You're
For
getting
talking?
loud.
I'm not loud.
So you're
That's
going to
my
leave
voice.
now.
My voice
You're
carries.
going to leave now.
Well, where do I pick him up at?
He'll be down at county jail in Washington County. So
Okay, how much is his bond?
you're going to have to find that out. It's a felony. He's not going to get bonded out.
Well, he's a juvenile.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. So
Well,
He's
you
a juvenile.
have
You
court
want to
tomorrow.
pull your guns on. Boy, I'm glad you didn't shoot him. Gun happy, ain't you? Little trigger happy?
yeah, it's a training. So
Oh, it's not training.
yeah, it's felony
No, you ain't
eluding.
trained to pull a gun on
All right,
kids.
why don't you walk away before
You're
you
not
get
trained
yourself
for
in
it.
a
I know
ticket?
what the training goes.
Get yourself away, or you're going to get
Whatever, buddy.
talk yourself into a ticket.
I can't talk myself into nothing. I ain't doing nothing to you. You wave your
Walk
gun,
away.
come on.
Walk away. Good boy.
Alright, my man, you're gonna get transported by the sheriff's deputy here, and then you're gonna be placed in a holding cell, and then I'll meet you down there.
Alright.
The suspect was issued citations for 5 counts of failure to stop at a stop sign, 1 count of reckless driving and endangering safety, 1 count of unreasonable and imprudent speed, 1 count of driving a non-registered vehicle, 1 count of driving a vehicle with no insurance, and 1 felony count of knowingly fleeing or eluding an officer. According to a report released by the village of Kewaskum, this was the only felony charge issued in the town for the month of August. The state requested a $500 cash bond, while the defendant's attorney requested a $200 signature bond. However, the judge ordered a $7,500 signature bond for his release, which he signed the following day. In court, prosecutors seemed to only pursue his felony charge. 6 weeks later, the defendant entered a plea of not guilty for that charge. After another 3 months, a plea deal was made. The felony charge was amended to a misdemeanor charge for failing to stop, and the defendant submitted a no contest plea. For this, he was sentenced to 9 months in jail, but that was imposed and stayed for 1 year of probation instead. During his probation, he must complete 80 hours of community service. He is prohibited from operating motorcycles, and he must participate in programs directed by the probation agent, along with maintaining a clean record. If the suspect follows through probation requirements, the charges will be expunged from court records. However, a year after his sentencing, it appears the defendant didn't meet all the requirements for expungement, and the charge will remain on his record. Records show this was likely due to him failing to appear for his past speeding and GDL violations and neglecting to pay those fines.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. I am John, and today we have a situation involving police and a dirt bike. These situations can get tricky. These dirt bikes can maneuver onto sidewalks in every which way, right? So the police says over police dispatch that he is not in pursuit. He is just following this dirt bike.
I am not in pursuit. Yet I am not in pursuit.
It can get tricky because you hear his lights and sirens, but he says he is not in pursuit. In most departments, police officers can only do pursuits when the officer believes it is necessary to prevent death or serious bodily injury. So the police officer states that he is not in pursuit. He's just following this dirt bike. Now, I believe at some point in the video, in his body cam, he loses sight of the dirt bike.
Hey, I'm counting out last visual of the suspect.
Now, he is fortunate enough that he gets a witness that states that they see the dirt bike go a certain way. So he takes his vehicle and then blocks the roadway. Now, this is where it gets dangerous. When I was a police officer back in Philadelphia, we were not allowed, per Directive 9, to place our vehicle as a barricade to prevent vehicles from passing us. Because think about it, if the vehicle doesn't want to stop, this can get deadly. Now, he's fortunate that at gunpoint, the guy did get off the dirt bike and he was able to, take the guy into custody. But if you really think about it, is it worth it just for a vehicle speeding, right? You can always catch this guy at a later date and go home safe. But the officer was able to effect the arrest and took the guy into custody safely. In 2008, back in Philadelphia Police Department, an officer tragically lost their life over a vehicular pursuit. So a lot of times these pursuits can get dangerous, right? So we got to be very careful as police officers out there getting in pursuits with these vehicles because they don't have to follow the rules and regulations. We do as police officers. Now, I am retired, but you still have to be, operating these vehicles safely because you know what? Our first directive is to make sure that everyone out here is safe. That's what we're charged with, is protecting life. But thank goodness the arrest was made and everybody went home safe that night. Now, the officer did get into a little bit of back and forth with the father over, you know, if it was an adult or a child. But you know what? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. All right. This happens all the time. Cops see this every day when you have to arrest people and you're in constant communication with the public. Just got to be professional. That's all I have for today, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember to be safe.